Since early this year in Las Vegas, good games and challenging battles have been hard to come by. But now, legends, veterans, rookies alike will gather with their guns and their squads to battle at the Midwest Pro Invitational. 8 professional paintball teams descend upon LVL Up Sports in Columbus, Ohio. Sacramento DMG, New York Xtreme, Seattle Thunder, NRG Elite, Fort Wayne Outlaws, San Diego Aftermath, Columbus Level, and the Golden State Kings will all be in attendance vying for the win. But who will take the victory? Tune in to GoSports.com September 18th to the 20th to find out.
Welcome back to the Go Sports coverage of the Midwest Pro Invitational. Next match on the schedule. Got Aftermath on the right. Try to get NYX on the left. Shot there of the Aftermath players looking to get in the snake. That God insert bunker. They also fill up one center. Both teams 5 live. Ooh, as I say that, Tim's taking a walk from the Dorito side for the Outlaws. Outlaws down one body here. Outlaws down another body here. You know why they're dropping all those bodies? Because Mark Johnson isn't in there. If Mark Johnson was in there right now, they'd be winning some points. Looks like Bo's getting ready to concede this point. Only 2 New York Xtreme players left alive. One here, that's God, and one on the Temple on the Snake side. Looks like Pat Kraft, Costfield in the Temple. Good shot here of Aftermath. Oh, and I'm joined by my favorite Sacramento person, Joe Barrett. I hear your mom and dad are here. How cool is that, man? Very cool. Aftermath losing their first player here on the Snake side of the field. Advantage here still towards Aftermath. 4-on-2. How you doing, Joe?
Not bad, yeah.
You having fun?
Having a lot of fun.
Good, man.
It's a good weekend. Yeah, my family live only about 3 hours away from here in Buffalo, New York.
Awesome.
So they drove their RV there. It's the big one in the parking lot. And I'll get to take a little road trip home with them and stay in Buffalo for the week.
That's amazing.
First time home in 2 years.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
How you like living out in Sacktown?
Oh man, it's the best. I mean, there's a few places I'd rather live, but Sacramento is
Pretty
cheap
good.
for being in California. Great central location.
Yeah, good people.
Yeah, hour to the Bay, hour to Lake Tahoe for snowboarding. Great people. Good vibe out there.
Well, you and Dave are doing an amazing job with you guys' program, so keep up the good work, man.
Oh, thanks, man. We're trying out here. You know, it's you gotta elevate.
I've been
the
giving you a
level
hard
of
time
paintball.
this morning, just so you know. I told everybody we were fighting all day yesterday. Man, he's like, what are you guys fighting about? I was like, just different opinions. He sees it his way, I see it my way. Oh, and X Factor loses that. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. 2 more New York guys drop, so Brown Bow concedes that point.
CJ Cantor having a point down the D side.
Yeah.
Just
Aftermath looks pretty. I mean, they've had a couple bad points, but overall they look better to me. They look more consistent. They're not dying super early. When they get in the snake, they do pretty well.
I agree. Yeah, they look a little bit more tough this event.
Yeah, they had that rough match with Level yesterday, but other than that, they look pretty good.
Yeah, that's the thing is you can still see the inconsistencies. Is like, you know, LVL should be, but we'll say on paper, because any team can beat any team any given day, but on paper, that should be like the 1 or 2 games here that they have more than a good chance against.
Right.
You know, they've been in pro longer than them, and it's like they'll choke, you know.
Well, it's for me, kind of outside objectively, what I see is that, you know, you have 8 teams here, and about 4 teams are a little bit higher bracket and just more consistent. You know, like you guys are more consistent. Seattle Thunder's more consistent. The Kings are more consistent. You're winning more breakouts than you're losing. You're winning more gunfights and decisions that you're losing.
Yep.
And so the lower teams have the talented players. They just don't have the teamwork and the depth of talented players that you guys have. Seattle Thunder losing their first player. They're trying to attack Snake 50. I think that was Unger.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is a little different for them. Like usually they don't attack quite so aggressively. They lose Map Chim over there from the drill side also. So 3-on-2 situation. NRG now losing their first player. I believe that's Jared Lackey diving into this 50 Snake, got eliminated.
Yeah, that was a great shot from Gomez in the back center. Makes the fill
Another
up.
Seattle player taking a walk on the drill side. Another player taking a walk.
Yep, NRG's going to close this point out.
Yeah, only 1 player left alive for Seattle, if that. Nope, no players left alive. NRG looking really good this first point.
Yeah, that was solid. They were in control the whole time. They did the most important thing that these newer teams have to do is when you have an advantage, when you shoot that wide guy, shoot the fill.
Yeah, contain, right?
Hold your advantage. It's so annoying when you
So
watch them shoot a wide guy and then they come over top looking for the next kill and a guy just slides out to the corner and
or
the
even
game
better,
slows
they
down.
shoot that dude, turn around, G1! Dude fills out. You're like, ah, man.
Yeah.
WCPL last week, and I saw it over, and they'd shoot that outside guy in the snake.
Yep.
And they'd let that guy fill. They'd let another guy fill. Then they'd let him fill the snake. You're just like, dude, you've got 4 opportunities to shoot that guy before he gets there. You miss all 4 of those opportunities?
Absolutely. I mean, there's a
20 seconds.
there's definitely a difference in players division to division. And even here you see it. There's a lot of guys who, you know, example, last game we were playing against Outlaws, and there's some seasoned vets on that team, but you can see there's a lot of newer, younger guys. And I think the first point, they had us in a 4-on-2.
Yeah.
And they just didn't close it together.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's the young guys making individual moves going, oh, 4-on-2, we have this game in the bag. And
It's that, but it's also the ageless assassin.
Oh, Shane Howe, man, if you sleep on him, he'll shoot everybody.
Yeah. He lulls you into that slower pace, that rhythm. Aftermath taking the first walk over there from the drill side field, and all of a sudden he's doming up. Here comes Mark Johnson up the center field for X Factor. X Factor dropping 2 bodies though, 1 snake side, 1 drill side.
Yeah, NYX that is.
NYX,
yeah,
sorry.
big deaths too. They lose their snake player, and then they lose Packcraft out of the back center.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit, you know, uncharacteristic of him. Maybe got pinched out for a second with Mark in there, but Mark was smart enough to release up to the middle.
Yeah, NYX with 3 players left alive, Aftermath with 4. NYX in a little bit more of a attacking position with that player up in the center. Aftermath just kind of sitting back shooting the guns. They do have Dorito too. Another player taking a walk over there on the far side, looks like from Xtreme. Or is that just Pat Craft finally coming off?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. So there's still 3 players left alive from York Xtreme. 1 in the Temple on the snake side, Temple and Dorito side, and Mark Johnson up to center.
Yep.
They know he's up there. The Dorito 1 is on him, and another player maybe the back center's on him. There's a lot of pressure up the middle on Mark Johnson.
Mark is on Dorito's side, and if this Dorito player on Aftermath would just relay across that he's committed to him, this snake guy has the ball, because you can see Harris is pretty much, he's looking around, but he's playing on the cross to protect Mark.
And we talked about a lot of teams out here are working on things this event, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of those things you can work on. When there's a strong center bunker like that, identifying which way that guy is looking and then filling the other tape, that's a really kind of good thing for a team to be able to develop, right? This is a great opportunity to do that. Like, as soon as you see that guy release, Don't shoot him out of there. Figure out what way he's going. Go up the tape, shoot him in the back, and then learn from that.
Absolutely. All right.
I like Aftermath here. Like, to me, they feel like they've matured a little bit, right?
Yeah.
They're up a body here. They're not feeling like they got to fly down the field and smash everybody out, right? They're playing a little bit more mature paintball.
That's true. They do have the 1-point advantage. A
But
little
again,
bit of a
in
mistake.
the past, I've seen them up on
Harris.
points, flying down the field like they were down 10 points,
Yep.
So to me, it seems like they're playing with a little bit more maturity. Harris Hussein there going from that little temple into the fill bunker. Harris understanding that, hey, we are down a point, though. Even though we're down on bodies, I got to try to win this game, right?
Yep. And technically, positionally, NYX still have the advantage right now. They have the center 50, which is going to put people on their heels, and Harris is out wider than the Aftermath player, who should be making this free bump just to match Harris.
Yeah, well, and at the same time, Mark Johnson is shutting down that Drio side of the field, so although he's not in an offensive position, he's keeping them from being offensive on the Drio side. They're keeping themselves from being offensive on the Snake side.
Yep.
So they're really kind of playing into New York's hands here a little bit.
Yep. They don't necessarily have to go anywhere, but if you don't go anywhere and then lock up out in the wides, eventually even 3 guys can put the pinch on you and take away a point that should have been yours.
Yeah, your angles just get worse and worse, right?
Yep. So I'd like to see these guys recognize the home and the Aztec player on Snake side that this is a 2-on-1 against Harris.
All right, we're gonna probably argue here, but who's the guy that they need to shoot out? Do you think? That's what I want to do, right? 4-on-3. Who's the guy I need to kill? Who's the guy I want to put the emphasis on?
Really, both sides on NYX are on an island, so either one of them die and that side's going to get folded. But basically, if they shoot out Mark, everybody's held up.
Yeah, Mark Johnson's the guy, right?
Yep.
Because he switches back and forth. He can shoot both tapes. You drop him, and then you go outside. Harris making a big field now all the way to their Snake. If he comes up across the field, oh, he gets caught. Oh, that's
probably going to be a penalty.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he shot Harris, so it should be red.
Yep.
Yeah,
He did throw a red.
That was a big mistake on Aftermath.
Big mistake. He ran him all the way down with the hit on his elbow, on his forearm.
Why? John, because he shot somebody, John. Yeah, John, the one coach is asking the other coach why it was a major, but it wasn't major. When you get shot and you shoot somebody else, they pull a major instead of a minor.
Yep.
So 2 of your buddies get to walk off the field with you. Referees been good out here, man, and they're hustling. They're doing a really good job, I feel like.
They are.
Obviously, they're missing some calls. Everyone's going to miss some calls, but I feel like they're making a really good effort to keep the games going and, not get too involved, but involved enough.
Yep. So what I think we missed there, because from our view in the spectator tower, we're blocked out. I believe a move went down to take out Stetzel on the D side with a trade, which after that major left it in a 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Mark Johnson versus
Aftermath player over here. In the
honestly, I'm not sure who this is.
I can't even see him.
Looks like it could be Laser.
Oh, Mark Johnson gets caught.
Wow, great shot.
Great mature point for Aftermath, right?
Yeah.
They won the beginning. They got a little sloppy there at the end, and then closed out well.
Yep. That was great. Smart move to move back into an Aztec. Great gunfighting bunker. Traps Mark in a can.
Yep.
A terrible 1-on-1 bunker, and just owns him with gun dominance.
Seattle Thunder coming out here.
Let's see this replay. Okay, so Harris is tucked in tight shooting. Yep, shoots him in the forearm, and Hill continues shooting.
And running forward, and then trying to...
Dives in.
Yeah, doesn't even try to get that hit off.
Doesn't even look at
That's
it.
some rookie ball right there.
Yeah, that was a big mental error on Hill.
But that's what we're talking about, right? That you learn things like that, right? Like you play accordingly where you're at in the game. Like there's no reason to get a penalty right there, right? If that dude shoots you, you're like, hey, no problem. We're still winning this point. No big deal. Unless I mess up and get us a penalty and we lose this point.
Exactly.
That's part of being mature.
That's a tough one to learn. I remember that stage when you're a kid, you're like, oh man, if I die without taking that guy with me, we might lose, or my coach might bench me for a bad move. But if you just die, it's 3-on-3. If you take a penalty, you're going to cost the point.
Yeah, that's the difference between thinking as an individual and thinking as a team, right? Like, what's best for me is to trade out with this guy. What's best for the team is for me not to get a penalty.
Yes.
And it takes some maturity to get there, right?
Yeah.
You got to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
All right, good breakout here. Seattle Thunder with their standard 5 across the back. They filled up the center cannon. 5 alive for both teams. NRG's got a good spread across the back. They've got that center cannon as well. And she really does a good job of getting Jared Lackey out to this snake corner.
Yes, but I've noticed that the Thunder pretty much generally matches that. They love getting, I forget this guy's name, Borelli, I think, out into snake corner.
Yeah.
Mark Borelli, yeah.
And it's funny because both of the guys I've seen get checks going out there, so they're getting bounced sometimes going out there. And for me, when my guy goes out and gets bounced, I don't send him again. They go right back out there, man. I respect it.
Flip the coin.
Nobody likes a quitter.
Yeah.
Hey, they're making most of the points, right? So
can't
fault it.
Yeah, and I like that kind of coaching where it's like, you know what? Yeah, that looks like a tough spot to make, but let's keep going until they force us to pull short.
Exactly, and that's the way I look at it. Like, hey, once they tell you can't go there anymore, you don't go there anymore. But if they're giving you the opportunity, you got to take it.
Yep.
Seattle Thunder moving from that little temple into the God bunker, looking to fill the snake. Good shot there of the NRG player in the can, shutting down that Dorito side. And the player for NRG in the temple shutting down the Dorito side. NRG's playing very defensively here, very defensively.
Yeah.
They've got the God and the temple on the snake side, both looking Dorito side.
On a cross, which is kind of a mistake.
With the guy in the can, they got 3 guys shutting down Dorito side.
Exactly, and that can has heads-up dominance on the Dorito 1 player. You really don't need 3 guys looking that way, shooting extra gaps.
I just don't think they had anything else to shoot at.
I guess so. And they're leaving 1 guy in back center to handle the whole snake side.
Yeah.
What happens?
Yeah.
These guys in the corner and God work the 2-on-1, put him in. A guy makes a free fill in, and now he's in snake 50 with no one on the wire.
Yeah.
Now, if he
And
was
they know
real
he's there, they're
smart,
calling it.
he would crawl another one
Yeah.
and wrap and shoot these guys in the pack.
Well, he can back up and shoot through the gap and kill home right first, and
Yep.
then come through and then shoot both of these guys. Marks get down nice and low.
Yep. Trying not to let him
NRG
know.
loses one of their players. Snake Temples.
Yep. Bad death. Oh.
Mark also has a bad death.
Looks right into the ball. That
Hey,
was
where's
the
that guy looking? Oh, right here. Okay, cool. So 1 player from both teams taking a walk. Seattle Thunder, though, has a 2nd player already up in the snake. It looks like another NRG player is taking a walk from the other tape.
Oh, yeah.
So they might be down another player here.
So 2 guys crossed up for sure, possibly a 3rd guy out in that Dorito.
That would be, yeah, that's my guess. Probably that guy from that can peeled out there, got the Dorito when they lost their first guy.
Yep.
Seattle's got 1 here. It looks like Greg's here in snake 1. They've got a player up the center wing. And 1 player from the back center filling out to the snake corner.
Back center player is running low on paint, looking a lot of flaps. Great talking from Thunder. You can hear them setting up everything.
And that's there's a couple teams out here. Thunder, I think their style of play is similar to your style of play.
Yeah.
And your style of play is so conducive. Like, you can't do that well without good communication. So I love it when you guys are out there because you can hear not only all the small conversations happening, you know, these 2 guys are talking about this, these 2, but then also the cross-field communication. So everybody on the field fully understands what's going on, where everybody's at, where they're looking, what they're doing, what their jobs are.
Yep.
And that's another thing that gives you guys that consistency, right? Because you have all that information, you can make those correct decisions. And the lower teams are just trying to figure out sometimes, like, hey, how many of us are alive? How many of them are alive? And, you know, what's in front of me? Why is everybody shooting at me?
Out here, it's so important to just connect as one.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you are a super talented player and you can make the bumps yourself, it's so much easier to just ask a guy, hey, can you get here for me to draw the gun?
Yeah.
And then you get a free fill.
Yeah. Or having the guy fill to the corner behind you to shoot it in and you go under his gun, like just working together.
Yep.
Seattle Thunder does lose another player over there on the Dorito side. Looks like it was Unger. He's jogging off now.
Yep. They still have 1 left. Looks like maybe Patty Gleason.
Patty just
wow.
got going up the gut.
Great shot on, looks like Kurzak. This is a mistake right here.
Yeah.
I don't think Greg realizes he still has his player up the Doritos.
Even if...
Oh, he does. He yelled you and me, but I don't know why he retreated out of such good position.
I have a secret about Greg that I don't like to share, but I think he might be a little too smart for paintball.
Oh, he's very, very smart.
In my experiences, like I've met a lot of really, really smart guys in paintball, and sometimes it's really hard for them to dumb themselves down enough to play paintball.
True. I mean, you have
It's
to
never been a problem for me, clearly, but for some guys, like they're just spinning so fast, they're 2 or 3 moves ahead of everybody. That's 1 or 2 moves ahead of where they should be.
Yes, true. Also, he might be thinking about what should I do against Dynasty right now, but you kind of forget you're playing against, these guys are pros, but these guys aren't, it's going to take them a little bit to figure it out. And in that time, you might be able to catch a few from your better position at the 50.
Right.
And Greg is, he's unbelievably smart. I used to play with him when I was on New York Xtreme, and he was as well. And he's a bit of an overthinker.
Yep. Energy guy moving from the back center out to the corner, and then now back to the back center. And another thing that Energy has to understand is that they're up the point, so they're just trying to stay alive and shoot their guns and not make mistakes, whereas Thunder have to win this point, right? If they don't win this point, they lose this match.
Yep.
And there's a lot of time left in this match, but you have to play accordingly. When you're down on points, you got to play like you're down on points. And running back to the corner isn't necessarily what I would recommend. Energy guys showing a lot of maturity here, though. Like, not looking to a ball, not forcing themselves down the snake, not trying to make a big move. Greg communicating really well. Pick it up on Mike. You can almost hear everything Greg's saying.
Greg has the ball right now. He can go win this
sure.
game.
Yeah.
He
had the ball when he was over here.
Yeah, well, I think we might have lost a guy coming off the snake side for NRG, but it's 2-on-2.
Yeah.
And there's nobody out here for the snake, so Greg can literally just wrap his way down.
But he's looking inside. The God for energy is hot.
Yep.
But he's been looking inside the whole game.
NRG player just tried to run down the wire on the Thunder player and got shot clean. Didn't even trade out.
Oh, wow.
So it's a 2-on-1.
And I think Energy has 2. They've got Home and God, I think.
Is there a God still?
I think there's a God looking inside this whole game. Never, ever looking this way.
Oh, he might be leaned in.
Yeah, I think it is. Let's see if we can get that.
Yep, he is in there.
Yeah, so it's 2. It was 3-on-2. Now it's 2-on-2.
Wow, these guys might pull back 3-on-2.
But if they do that, it's good for them, but it's bad for Energy, right? When they had the bodies in the positions, you gotta switch from defense to offense.
Yeah, it's a big momentum swing.
Yeah.
That definitely takes some wind out of your sails.
Yeah, when you're 3-on-2 or 4-on-2. Greg, this is one of the better points I've seen Greg play, though. He's closing out really, really well here.
Oh, Geiger gets caught standing up into a ball from that Dorito player.
Greg Bunker's the guy over here.
Greg bunkers him, always looking that way. Bang,
Great
bang, play.
That was a weird field back to the corner, but great play from Greg there, man. Really amazing.
Yeah, I guess it paid off for him.
Yeah, again, too smart for us.
I guess so.
He's 16 moves ahead of me, bro.
Jeez. Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He's not that old either, but he has some wisdom to him.
Yeah, I only worked with him for like 2 weekends, and I could tell. I was like, wow, this dude's really, really smart. I was like, if I was going to work with him a lot, I'd have to dumb him up a little bit.
Yep. I got a lot of respect for Greg. There's actually a bunch of guys out here that all are NYX alumni.
I know, I know. A lot of guys, like Mark, I think Mark Will, he was in the Jesters program, so I mean, kind of in that area.
Yep.
A lot of New York dudes around here.
NYX is, based around the Husseins and Bo Milo, which are Jesters / Power Surge, depending on the league you want to be in, or Factory Black in NPPL.
Right.
And there's quite a few guys here. Harrison Fry's not here, but he would be as well. There's just a lot of dudes here that have played with that group. He was going to play with them, but Pat Kraft was able to make it last minute. I wish we could have saw him here.
Yeah.
Good time shooting at him again.
Here we go, NYX versus Aftermath. Aftermath up 2 points. The last point was a long, slow, methodical point. Aftermath played probably the best paintball I've seen him play.
Yep. NYX decided to go with the heavy snake side push, and Stetzel makes it. This is going to be tough.
Tim played so well over here on Friday that I was really surprised they didn't play him over here more on Saturday.
Yep. Stetzel doing what you're supposed to do.
Aftermath loses their first play over here on the snake side, sorry.
Yep.
Now they got 2 in the back center, and Tim can come up, zip the Dorito temple, but also zip those 2 guys in the back center. I love this too. 2 guys in the snake like this, especially when the other team's going soft and not looking to get in the snake.
Wrapping on hoppers. Yeah, it's going to get real tight for those guys bunched up in back center.
Yeah.
One makes a smart fill out.
Yeah, now he gets the first one.
Yep.
Second guy there, that's Hussein, backing up Tim.
Yep, Hussein wraps and shoots the Aztec on the Dorito side.
Tim goes a little early,
but
that's all right. Just drop 1. Harris Hussein crawling forward, looking for bodies, looking for packs, shooting sneaky across the field.
Shoots that guy, and now here's the right trade.
Punishing that guy.
Yep.
Harrison Hussein, nice move. And now he's chirping a little bit. He's gonna.
A little bit of John. Probably a pod dump coming.
And I believe that's all of them. I think it's maybe.
I think that's it. I saw Harris shoot a guy through the gap before he got up and dunked him.
Yeah.
Which is smart. As soon as you get your crossfield one, you may as well take out the nearest threat.
Yep. So that'll give NYX 1 point, a little less than 7 minutes. So decent match. Yeah. Aftermath's got to go back, scratch their heads a little bit. So it looks like maybe X Factor went a little too passive the first 2 points.
Yeah.
And then when they were down on bodies, they tried to push in. They were already down on bodies. Aftermath a little too mature. This point, they played aggressively, and Aftermath folded. So Aftermath's going to have to figure out, do we want to come back and play defensively again, or do we want to play offensively? X Factor, obviously, New York Xtreme obviously looks like that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
Put Tim down the field, have Harris follow him up.
I wish they didn't waste 30 seconds right there before they buzzed it, because they are down, and they need at least another. Not that there's not plenty of time. There's a lot of game time left in even 6 minutes. That's plenty of game.
Yesterday we had 4 or 5 matches where if the team had saved 15 or 20 seconds, they would have either tied the match or won the match.
For sure.
But because they'd blown 20 or 30 seconds earlier in the match, they didn't have that extra time.
Plus, something I've learned playing under a lot of you legends and coaches, even just guys like you on my team in certain spots, is the more points you play in a match, the better team will win.
Yeah, for sure.
If you let it be a 3-point long grinder game, that's how some of these teams, a guy could have a fucking game.
You want as many looks, as many opportunities as you can, because you're the better team.
But if you play 10 games, yes, 6 or 7 out of 10, the better team will just win. It's statistics. So play more points if you know you're going to outplay that team overall. Give yourself more chances to win the breakout.
For sure. And this story is almost the same thing. NRG went out the first point, played kind of aggressively, and blew Thunder off the field. The second point, they went out and played tentatively, and Thunder came right back and blew them off the field.
Yep. Oh.
NRG losing their first player, trying to attack that snake side.
Yeah, you kind of rushed that fill.
Yeah. Seattle now pushing up to the side of the field. 5-on-4 advantage here for Seattle. Good shot there of the middle player for Seattle.
Yeah.
And NRG, sorry.
This is where you see Thunder really get into control. When they're up the body, you'll see them all hold their zones for fills and connect. You know, Corey Field taught these guys well. They're not going to be the fastest team out there, but by slowing down, they're playing very cohesively together, and the right jobs are being done. Gomez reads the field and dunks a player clean.
He made it as hard as absolutely possible. Great move from Gomez there, man.
Lived into the can and just lost a gunfight, but what a smart field read.
Well, he checked up on him. They gunfight twice or third time. He's like, oh, I guess I'm just going to have to go backdoor this guy.
Went all the way around him, yeah. The guy was put in so tight, he couldn't even see him move.
And great shot from our camera guy. NRG now filling from the snake corner into snake one and being matched by Thunder.
Yep, good matchup. NRG guy has one guy still watching over him in the back center. Looks like the Thunder player is kind of on an island out here in the God, and he's choosing to look cross.
Yeah, played defensively. No one's really stopping the snake player from NRG from going forward except himself.
Yeah, this guy could go forward and just rip the Dorito corner right now.
Yeah,
He's about to.
Playing real big. Yeah, he needs it.
Here comes the free kill.
Yeah, that might be Map Chim over there. He needs to get that pack in.
There's the free kill.
Oh, at the same time, though, Mark kills the snake here. Oh, he shoots him.
Wow.
So Mark cancels that shot out.
Yep.
He did get the kill across field.
Got his
then
kill.
Mark canceled that move out.
And
NRG now fills the corner.
Honestly, that's the mistake of this NRG back player, because he didn't even yell snake.
Yeah, man, Mark got a gift there. That NRG guy came over the top and missed him. Mark was looking across field.
And Mark just smokes him in a gunfight.
Wow, great play there for Mark Baroli.
Yeah, that is so frustrating as a snake front player when you get in there, do the job, you have nobody on your wire, and then a guy slips in and blows you way down the wire. Like, oh, thanks, back guy. Thanks for if you can't hold the lane, at least let me know, snake, so I can jump my pack in.
So I agree 100%. The only caveat to that I would say is, as that snake guy, for me, I want you killing people, but I also want you protecting yourself up there.
True,
right?
true.
And I see all these guys crawling here, immediately look inside. Never once like, where's the dude on my tape? Can I pull this dude's head off right now? Or, hey, can I go to their corner, shoot 3 dudes in the back?
True.
They just immediately look there. The guy established the guns inside. They come inside, get him.
Yeah. I mean, also very loose play, because even if you're shooting that crossfield guy, you shouldn't have your feet or pack hanging out. You should be squared to the bunker, not square to the player you're shooting at.
Play as if the snake is hot.
That's...
You know those New Yorkers, you can't get them to shut up.
Got Bo Milo Cherubin. Much love for him.
I hate him. I owe him a bunch of money right now.
Old coach, good friend, confidant.
Once he owes me money again, he'll be my friend again. But right now, I don't like him.
I owe him money too, actually. He's my snowplow guy back home for my winter home.
Nice. Here we go. Aftermath in NYX.
NYX with a little bit of fake off the break.
Fakey. Mark Johnson going up the middle. Kind of a weird. He goes to that can and shoots the snake side. Yes. This is the snake player. Both teams fill snake one.
Aftermath player is going to come right through and look for the trade. Let's get the.
Oh, Harris Hussein gets shot at snake one. Too big for that snake one.
That's a great catch for that center player. Now, if he just trades with Mark, he's done his job.
Yep.
Oh my God, he shoots Stetzel on the dive too. Wait, is this ref going to pull him?
Nope.
He definitely shot him in the. Shoots Mark in the pack, clean.
Oh, he gets
a penalty. Wow. You know what? I feel very bad for Wyatt there from Aftermath, because he came in on Mark unseen, shot him, and then got shot and got a penalty himself.
Yep. And so we talked about this a little bit yesterday, and I dealt with it last week on WCPL. You know, as a player, like, sometimes referees are going to make bad calls, right? They're human beings.
Yep.
And the only thing you can do to help yourself at that point is go back after that point and talk to that referee. You know, tell him how much of an idiot it is or how wrong he is at that time is not going to help your team or your case at all.
That'll normally change it. Yeah, a lot of times they'll just give you back the point because they love reversing their own calls.
Oh, I was wrong? I made a mistake? Well, let me be the first to admit that I made a mistake. Yeah. I'll apologize and fix that.
Oh, you're right, player, who will say anything to win this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. We were talking with somebody in the pitch yesterday, and I forget what team it was. It's like LVL or one of the younger teams. And oh,
no, that he didn't. Spin. I don't think he spun.
Kind of a spin. His gun was aiming.
I'd like to see it again, just because his gun was mostly this way, and I don't think he shot him with his first ball. I'd like to see a replay of that if we can get that. But I mean, good moving. Penalty's a penalty, right?
Yeah, it looked pretty bang bang, but technically his barrel wasn't ready.
In NXL, that's a trade for sure.
Yeah. And that is a major since he, if
he
they're gonna,
yep.
yeah, he shot Hill. Hill very smart to call it.
Yeah.
Just
Hey, by the way, I shot that guy and he shot me. You might want to throw that red.
Yeah. And you've seen that more and more often the last season or two. Often before that, guys would just try to slide off the hit and keep playing.
Yeah, yeah.
No, show the ref that you're hit, and hopefully he makes the right call.
Yep. Yep. And if you get a really bad call from a ref, because referees do make mistakes. Here we go with one of our replays. A good shot. Both of our guys looking down the snake.
Yep.
Over the top. And there he goes.
Here it is.
Get shot there.
That is kind of a spin. He was right next to him when he got shot, whereas he would be shooting him. Hill would be shooting him beforehand.
So call that penalty, ref.
The barrel probably was directly next to him.
Well, and if he didn't hit him with his first ball, if he hit him with the second or third ball, he's definitely spinning to do that.
Yep. We didn't see anything on his stomach or his front, so that's a fair call.
Yep. Well, you know, best referees in business out here. Here we go again with Seattle on our left and NRG. Shot of the NRG back center player there, trying to lock down the Dorito side.
Back center player shoots the Dorito corner off break.
Yep.
Thunder down 1.
5 alive for NRG. Looks like Thunder might have lost another player over here as well. So Thunder down 2 players here. Thunder down.
Yeah.
Another player. Looks on that Dorito side. He's getting checked.
Gomez took a bounce on the way out. Lucky extra life. Let's see what he does with it.
Yeah. So NRG's down a point here. Seattle tries to get off the corner, gets caught. Yeah. So NRG's going to easily win this point. Gomez catches one. A little too much.
Yeah,
too little.
towel.
Yeah, so 2-2, 4:30 left. That's a good match, man.
That's a good match. These next 2 points are crucial.
Well, now it's going to be interesting too, right? So they have to win this point. Does Seattle go out and play a slow ball like they like to do, or do they try to mix it up and go a little aggressive? NRG seems like they win more when they play aggressively than they do when they play tentatively.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see which game plans they go out with.
This one's tough. This one, I'd love to be in, you know, like a Ryan Brandemind or maybe like the coach of Russian Legion. I forget his name. I want to say it's Sergey as well. My mistake, buddies. I know you guys, but I forget all your names. Anyways, in this, you know, that less than 5-minute period, 1 point, the breakout here is crucial.
It's
obviously
crucial in every game, but in the swing points, it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have 10 minutes anymore, so you don't have a bunch of points to play. So if you win the breakout decisively, shoot a guy or two, go get the point. But if you don't, it's like, are you gonna let your team try to? Oh, a snake player gets shot.
Team gets shot on the run over there. New York Xtreme loses first. Aftermath loses 2 on the Dorito side at the same time, though.
Yeah.
Giving NYX a little bit of a break here. 4 minutes left, down by 2 points. Aftermath loses another point.
Aftermath get a penalty out of the center,
NYX is gonna win this
that's
point.
gonna clear the Dorito side for Aftermath.
I think it's gonna. Yeah, I think Aftermath's just got the 1 player at home now against 4 NYX players.
Yeah, as soon as these guys put it together, it's curtains.
It's Coitons.
Yeah, Dorito player.
New York coming out in you.
Yeah.
It's Coitons. It's Coitons for you.
Coitons guy.
There we go. Last player eliminated for Aftermath. NYX is going to go ring this bell. It's going to leave about 4 minutes left on the clock. Only down by a point now, so it's anybody's match, man.
Plenty of time.
Oh, here goes Harris. Start the chirping. You can't get anybody chirp back.
Right.
It's no fun when you're chirping and no one's chirping back, man.
Oh, he's having fun either way.
It's great.
Harris is like, you know, a little kid with a rubber duck in his bathtub. He doesn't need anybody else around.
Well,
he entertains himself.
The reason I like it, though, is that, like, it's not hostile, right? He doesn't, like, he's just having fun.
Yeah.
He's not, like, trying to be a douchebag. He's not really yelling at people. Like, he's not trying to push people around or whatever. He's just enjoying himself. And if you bite, that's on you, right?
True.
If you engage with him, that's your fault, bro.
That's the mental game.
He got you.
Yeah, I'll say, you know, from knowing Harris for like 15 years now, he's a heckler in real life too. Like he'll just kind of, you know, like pick and joke with like
play it on TV.
The McDonald's drive-through people and stuff just to get a rise out of him. But it's always lighthearted. He's never been a mean person.
That's how I feel like it is too. I don't feel like it's personal. I don't think it's like nasty. So like I think it's great, man.
Yeah, he wants to joke and laugh with you.
NRG with that standard 5 across the back. They also take Dorito 1. Seattle with 1 player at the center of the field. That's Greg in that center can trying to block down the Dorito side for NRG.
Yep.
2-2 here.
Smart secondary fill.
Left.
Yeah, that's a nice controlled, safe breakout with good, quick secondaries. At this point, they're pretty much in the driver's seat as long as these snake guys work in carefully.
Yep. Well, both teams similar setup. Both teams with 2 guys on the snake side. One guy in the center, one guy in the Dorito.
And it looks like they brought Unger back over to the snake side. He's been kind of going back and forth as a 1 or a 2 on D
Yeah,
side.
I heard it goes both ways.
And then, I mean, you know, it's Unger, but.
Snake player there for Seattle going up and popping over the top. Seattle player now filling the Dorito 1 from that temple on the Dorito side.
Yeah, big move.
Yeah, a little more offensive posture here for Seattle. Look, they're putting a little bit more pressure on NRG. NRG's kind of sitting back, shooting their guns, playing defensively. You can tell by the tempo on the snake side, when he's looking across the field, looking at the Dorito side, that's a defensive posture. They're not looking to go forward.
Yep.
They do have an advantage, though, by getting the snake guy out to this corner, the snake corner, because he can wrap and put a lot of pressure on the God player for Seattle and the temple for Seattle.
I like this move right here. Map slides out from the home to the Dorito
temple, yeah.
Aztec to stay on the containment of the head of the snake.
Yeah. So they're playing kind of that defensive posture too. That it's like an offensive zone, right?
Yeah.
You move forward, you get a better angle, and you zone it up. Seattle's first team into the snake, makes snake 1. He looks over at the ref as if he wants to get a check instead of just playing paintball. Uncharacteristic.
Hey, if you feel a bounce in a point like this, ask so you don't get a penalty a minute later.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately died, but you know, I like that honest play, and it's not selfish.
Well, and you know, it's tough to do and it's tough to understand. That makes you a better paintball player.
Yeah.
Getting away with a hit here and there makes you think you're better than you are, and you're not really like you're not dialing yourself back in like, oh, I got to work harder because I'm getting shot. It's like, oh, I shot everybody, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Or you had 3 lives. Really kind of slow, methodical point here, man. Similar situation. Seattle's now down by 1 player, but similar positions.
Here's this the tough point. This the situation I was talking about. Is now Thunder are down 1 body. How long do you trust your guys to win the point while they're down, pushing it up? Oh, at this point I concede.
Have to, right?
Have to, and then give yourself 2 full minutes to get the point back.
You're tied, so unless you think your 3 guys can hold off their 5 guys for 2 minutes,
and they have no snake side. They have only Dorito side and the guy up the center. This guy's gonna drop the hammer.
Oh, don't get a penalty, dummy.
Wow. Did he shoot him clean?
He never got shot. He might catch Lackey. Lackey probably assumed they traded.
And look, oh.
2 more energy guys now are taking a walk from the Dorito side of the field. Oh, here comes the penalty on Seattle, I bet.
Greg in the center got a penalty.
He shot a bunch of guys, but it looks like they're going to give him a penalty.
Looks like he did get shot. And
Jerry Lackey with a big game there.
I don't know how many Dorito players Thunder had left, but they might be starting down another point. I saw a few NRG players coming off the D sides. They blew that
players
side.
and the guy he traded with. So I think he got 3 dudes.
Yep.
Mark Johnson's coming back in for NYX. See, now, for me, I like Mark Johnson, but, man, bringing him in his green jersey and playing him in the same kind of spot over and over, I think it'd be easy for you guys to scout that out and pick him up.
It's kind of a beacon. You know where he's going. Although he's smart. He can read the breakout, and especially if he delays in the back area,
stays in the
he'll go either way. Yeah, I mean, he's another guy who goes either way. Yeah,
okay.
He goes both ways.
Energy coach Troy over here. Troy doing his job.
Just checking to see if he can
get
4 on
start
5.
Down 4, yeah, that's his job.
I guess those 2 Dorito players were alive, so if Greg was shot there and they're both alive, the penalty's assessed. It's 5 on 5.
Yeah. So they get the point, 5 on 5.
Now we have to see Thunder put on some offense, and that's not necessarily a strong suit.
Yeah, they're I don't know if they're as bad as that DMG team, but it's definitely a weakness on that team.
Close.
Yeah.
It's close, yeah.
And let's be honest, like, that's just life, right? Like, if you get punched in the face, you either punch back or you go wrestle the guy, right? Because one of those 2 things feels more comfortable.
Yep.
And as a team comes together, you guys either play more offensively and have to dial it back a little bit, or play more defensively and have to push yourselves a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like Thunder's offense oftentimes relies on those good back guys like Map and Corey shooting a guy each off break, and then win the 5 on 3.
Yeah.
But if it evens up 5 on 5 and everyone's locked up, we talk about this all the time in the NXL. It's hard to get all of these teams, even the upper teams here, to get that 6th gear.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Bo's got $1 on who? Oh, okay.
I'm just glad it's still only $1. It could be way worse.
All right, here's a pretty crucial point.
Huge, right?
NYX down 1 point. Plenty of time to play it out the way they want it and get the next point, if not 2 more for the win before overtime.
And really good chance for Aftermath to go out, spread the field, and play a good defensive 4-minute point and not lose this point and kind of grow as a team.
But you know what Aftermath can't do right now? Decide we're just going to sit in the back bunkers and hold them for 4 straight minutes.
No,
because
they take a little bit of real estate to do that.
Aggression is not their thing. You got to get out first where your zones are much wider. And look at that. Mark Johnson dies out of the center. Aftermath double cross the center, protecting each other and holding each side. Yeah, this is going to be tough for NYX to break 4-on-5 right now.
And Aftermath's got 3 across the back still, and now 1 in the God. So we've got the Dorito Temple, Snake Corner, God, and then the 2 guys up the gut. That's a tough cross.
Tough position right now for NYX because if you concede, now you're down 2. You would have had to concede 30 seconds ago, so you had 2 2-minute points.
Yeah. Oh, Aftermath. Takes a walk
Dorito
to the
player.
side. That's a bad death for him.
Yeah, I think that's going to free up Pat Crafton, Josh Taylor to start just winning down the side where the advantage is.
Uh-oh.
Pull another
Aftermath
guy.
loses another body.
Just bad deaths out of their bunkers. He's in a fortress in that God bunker. I don't know who shot him, but
yeah, and so for me as a coach or whatever, when guys are walking off, I'm not really questioning a gunfight or whatever, but I'm questioning decisions, Like, why did you decide to make that gunfight? Because we're up by a point. There's a lot of time left, and the longer the game lasts, the better it is for us.
Yep. I'm not sure what just happened there. I thought the Dorito side on NYX would have been alive, but everybody else is walking off, and there was a player alive in the Snake who just shot a few of them to make sure. So maybe a penalty cleared out the center for NYX. Not Mark Johnson, but the next guys on D side.
Yeah, I was listening to you and looking at you. When I looked back at everybody who's walking on the field, I was like, wow, I just missed a big one.
Yeah, you need to stop looking at me.
Sorry, your eyes are amazing.
I know I have probably the dreamiest bright blue eyes in the league. But
and it's nice because you don't smell as bad as you usually smell.
That's true. Yeah, I've been taking up this thing called showering.
What?
My hippie
Once a
gypsy
week, whether I need it or not.
The gypsies I grew up with didn't teach me this. But yeah, I guess there's also, what's it called? Shoes?
Shoes?
Shows?
And now you guys wear something under your pants? Some kind of underwear? Underwear, yeah, you guys wear underwear. That's crazy.
Yeah. I was wearing sheep's wool. It's hot.
I wove all my own clothes.
Yeah. Turns
out.
Hey,
Bo, what happened that last point? You lost. Okay, NYX did lose the point.
Yeah, how'd you lose that point?
We were talking. Everybody just walked off the field. Okay, so that's.
Base. Point approved. $30 seconds. $20 seconds.
But I think he means not in the good way. I think he means not in the good way.
Listen, we want to give a sincere apology to all our autistic fans out there watching paintball. Pat Kraft and NYX do not speak on behalf of the league. They're
we love
a little bit emotional right now. We love you guys. We love Pat too.
Yeah. And also understand context.
Yeah, guys can be dummy out here.
Here we go, Seattle Thunder. Mark's taking God on the break. Matt Chim releasing from the back center to that center can.
Yeah, he had a nice little delay out in the dead zone, blocked out by that center can.
There's a good shot out there. There's a good shot on both sides.
Great shot. Yeah, for the snakehead or the Dorito 1.
Yeah, especially for the snakehead.
Yeah, that's not a lane I want to run through either. Matt Chim's been shooting players off break for what, 20 years in pro paintball now?
You know he's the best Cambodian paintball player in the whole world.
I think he's the only Cambodian player.
No, there's 6 of them.
6, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's like their god.
Yeah, I've never been to Cambodia, but people tell me it's beautiful and they're like the nicest people ever, and I think Matt Chim proves that.
Yeah. Malaysia is amazing too. If you get a chance to go over there.
I've been there twice.
Oh, the people are so amazing, man.
Malaysia is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Langkawi, I plan to have a house on Langkawi someday.
It's in the works.
Yeah. Buy a house for 20 grand, get a moped for $100.
Yep.
Drink coconuts on the beach
Live
all
like
day.
A king.
Yeah.
The Dynasty guys in the old days when they were cool, at the end of the season would go somewhere all together with their miles and a couple grand and just live like kings for a month.
Yep.
Somewhere in Asia, wherever the dollar went the farthest that year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got a story after this point about that.
Great move here from Mark Burlington, going all the way into the snake side of NRG. I don't know if they know he's there. Oh, man, he's going past where most people stop.
He knows the situation, but right now this corner guy has to follow up.
No, too much, Mark. Oh, too big a bite.
Should have leaned out in that gap where nobody sees it, shot the beast in corner.
Yeah, he could have got 2 or 3 kills.
Okay, corner guy, go. You have 10 seconds. You got to just go under gun. You got to ride or die. It's too late now. Game over.
Yep.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Well, NRG
That's it.
Good maturity there just to stay alive, shoot their guns, not make any mistakes.
Yeah, very, very smart. He made it through that gap unseen by the 2 Dorito guys.
I think they're looking down here.
Yep, but the God player just
looks out and blows his face off.
Shot him on the overextend.
If he'd have been shooting inside on the crawl, I think he'd have killed both of those dudes.
Absolutely.
Diced him up.
30 seconds.
NYX here, 3 minutes left. Got to have 2 fast points, right? Minute 30 points.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough against Aftermath.
It's tough, but once again, Aftermath is not a defense
20
team.
seconds.
Nope.
And these aren't run right through off break points. A minute 30 is you have 30 seconds to set it up,
That's
see where the bodies
that's kind
are.
of a normal point.
And yeah, you have a whole minute to
10
work together and
seconds.
set up your double teams.
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, you win that breakout, right? That's super crucial. Then you got 15 or 20 seconds to figure out where you drop the bodies from. Start shifting bodies.
Yep.
Let's see
what
a minute to
Game
close out.
on.
Oh, Aftermath kind of holds up. They don't go to the snake corner.
Stetzel gets shot off break. That's
2 points in a row.
And Harris dies right behind him. No snake push.
Yeah, that's it. Stick a fork in her. Bo's probably going to concede this. He lost 2 points. 2 bodies immediately.
Depending
Only 2
on-
minutes left.
yeah.
Oh, lost the 3rd body.
Third body. If they don't concede, it's just wasting more time.
Yeah.
You got to play for the match at this point.
Yeah.
Game.
Towel.
Yep.
Towel. Towel. Point
Yeah,
approved.
I think as soon as they lost
2
that
minutes.
first body or 2, Pat and Dredd should have just been taken off down the D side.
So I think Aftermath is playing really well here, but I think they're really missing an opportunity because I'd be down there looking for Harris. Like, hey man, I can't hear you. Are you chirping? Because I don't hear you.
I can't hear you over the sound of the scoreboard.
Over the dead silence in your pit.
True. Oh man, they are going to be upset that
Yeah.
they lose this game because
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think they've lost to Aftermath in the last season or 2. And
Well-
I don't think they used to even lose to them when the 2 teams were in semi-pro and moved up
Yeah.
same year. So this is
and
like
honestly, Aftermath is looking good. I think this is the best I've seen. I think Trade My Guns and Aftermath are like the 2 teams that are doing better here than I expected them to.
I agree. It does seem like, you know what, maybe they had that meeting last night where they're like, guys, it doesn't matter if we're not in contention to win this event. Tomorrow is a new day, new event.
Exactly.
Let's just win all
Start
our
over.
matches.
Yeah, let's just start over.
And
Win
that's
all
how
of
it
our
should be.
matches. Yeah. And like I said, everyone's going to get what they get from this, right? I mean, it's a great
1
opportunity.
minute.
Some teams are going to come out here and try to win a tournament. Some teams are going to try to get better, and everyone's got their own take on what they need to do, and everyone's in a different spot.
Yep.
I think they're talking about doing some more of these early next season, though. And man, I encourage everybody involved, get in it, man.
I believe so. I hear word on the street, a little, well, not so little. It's Harris, I'll be honest. It's not a little bird.
He's a big, loud bird.
Yeah, a large bird. Big bird, I guess
Big
you could
bird.
say.
The original big bird.
Tells me there might be a off-season one just to
30
break up that
seconds.
big
Oh, that would be
5-month
great.
break. Yeah, maybe like right after Christmas or New Year's.
That'd be perfect.
So
Someplace a little bit warmer.
yeah, get all these East Coast, Midwest guys out of the snow.
20
I say
seconds.
bring people to Cali because aside from that one West Coast Open, we haven't had a California event in
You can't ever get people to go to
a
Cali.
while. I know.
You
The
can't even
flights
get
and stuff.
California guys
10
to
seconds.
drive in California to an event.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you throw a California event, you only get the pro and semi-pro teams.
Yep.
Everybody else plays WC or whatever.
Aftermath, NYX down by 3
Game
points,
on.
2:23 left. X Factor, New York Xtreme with 2 up the gut. Mark
Yeah.
Johnson.
And it looks like, oh, okay, they shoot the wide Dorito guy in Aftermath.
Mark
and
Johnson gets caught up there.
He trades with the center from.
Okay.
That's going to be at least 2 down from them. Pat Craft should be flying down this Dorito side.
Yeah, both teams have lost 2 bodies. It's 3-on-3.
It's just who's going to read the 3-on-3,
Yeah.
the act-react right now.
Yeah, who's gonna take advantage?
Yep, Pat Craft just comes to D50 and smokes Hill out of the Aztec. Hanging out loose over the top. Pat needs to go.
Yeah, X Factor, if they want to win this game, there's a small chance of them to do so, but not by sitting in the back center and shooting your gun.
Yeah.
You gotta engage, get down the field.
Actually, Hennessy has the ball right now. He needs to go. They're down 3. He needs to get out of this Aztec.
Here he comes.
Okay.
Aftermath struggling at that point, just getting blown off field.
That's it. Yeah, they're not a defense team.
Nope.
I think their best defense is offense. You know, send guys
You
like
guys
Wyatt.
should
stuff.
practice Aftermath.
That's true.
Yeah, they can help you guys become more offensive. You can help them become more
Point
defensive. And you can both be a
approved.
better team.
That's
2
true.
minutes.
They're not on our coast, unfortunately. They're East Coast. And honestly, I'd
Listen,
rather
I
practice.
talked to Dave. Money's not an issue. If you need to go somewhere, he's going to take care of it. It's taken care of. He gave you the card, right? The black card?
Can I quote you on this?
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to bring up this relay right here because I didn't know about this. But if that's the case,
Yeah.
we're going to Moscow,
We're going
boys.
to Moscow, boys.
7
We're practicing
days.
the Russians.
7 days in the dome. That's where you practice your offense and defense.
That's right. That's where you work on your snappy.
Yeah.
Your snappy.
Oh yeah. Defense against those robots is hopefully you hang on for 10 seconds because they're going to set up those weird staggered attacks, and their run and gun is better than most guys in the back center gunning.
Yeah.
So
Did I tell you the argument I had with Carl yesterday?
what'd you have?
Carl Markowski,
No.
my longtime friend.
Oh yeah.
He thinks
Your
that
stepbrother.
Yeah, he thinks that he can run and shoot in the open.
Oh, I remember. I was there for
You were
this.
there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I started thinking about it more later that day. And based on his theory, why would you ever play a bunker? If you're better at running and shooting than everybody else is standing in a bunker, why would you stop at a bunker? They're just slowing you down.
That's true.
You should just really be running around the field killing everybody,
Just
right?
never stop running.
Yeah.
That full sprint. Maybe he's saying one-on-one though. If you have multiple guns, how are you going to dodge that many?
I think he's saying one-on-one.
Yeah.
But $1 a point, I think he's wrong.
I think he's wrong too. I'd love to see.
I checked in with a couple other people because my brain's not the sharpest in the world,
seconds.
and they're like, "Yeah, Rich, I think a guy in a bunker has an advantage over a guy not in a bunker."
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
I agree.
But he is fast.
20
He is
seconds.
fast.
It's the fast factor.
Yeah, and you know what? If he's allowed to stutter step and stop, he can edge up to the lane, shoot you in the hopper, and keep going,
Yep.
or shoot you to lean you further.
Yeah.
If he has to sprint the whole way, you're just gonna set up lanes in front of him.
Yeah, just
lane,
stay in front of
lane,
the whole
lane,
way. Yeah.
and keep rolling off.
Yeah. Well, I don't really have to lane because there's no
Game
bunkers.
on.
I just have to shoot.
That's true. Harris with his classic, we're down points. I need to run, gun, snake off break.
Well, that's the last 3 points he's done that. He's been shot the last 3 points of the break.
Yep.
2 times
But
before he had Tim in front of him.
But they shoot the snake player in aftermath. Oh, Pat Kraft taking a bad death out of the Dorito Aztec.
No
And
player.
Stetzel lost that. Yeah, so it's now 2 on at least 3, maybe 2
I
on
think
4.
it's 2 on 4, yeah. But
With a minute 10
Aftermath's
down
crossed
2.
up playing D-ball.
Yep.
They got 2 back center, 1 in both of the temples.
And I'd love to see this aftermath player slide out to the corner just to be
50
sure.
seconds.
Yeah, why not, right?
See, yeah, you don't.
Towel.
Okay, they conceded, but the 3 of you sitting crossed up in the
2
pocket
minutes.
is still not enough room against 2 good players that are both wider than you.
Yeah, and you can't do that against like the Kings, right? Because they're going to figure out how to get through there anyway.
No.
Like you said, you got to be able to read and react. As they make that move, then you've got to make that move.
Yeah, I'd say if there would have been more time on this clock, these New York guys would have beat him down.
Yeah.
If these guys just chose to not even try to get out wide, you're basically saying, I'm going to only hold you from here. And it's like, now we don't have to hold lanes against you on your moves. All we have to do is just time you and go when you're not shooting, or make you flinch and get through the gap.
Yeah, you're forcing them basically to beat you.
Yeah. That's you got to be really, really, really good to only sit in certain spots and hope that you're going to catch guys making mistakes, because a lot of pro paintball players don't really make mistakes.
Yeah. Well, and the better pro you are, the less mistakes you make, right? Mm-hmm. And what's crazy is so when I zone up or whatever, I'm like a 70-30, 60-40, 80-20, whatever my split is. These guys, when they're zoning up, are 100%. I'm in this bunker. I'm never looking off of this side. I'm looking here the whole, like that guy that we had a guy in God for a whole point.
Yeah.
And we never knew he was there. I was
Yep.
like, I think there's maybe a guy there. I mean, he's never looked this way, but there's pods keep accumulating.
Yeah. A high-level coach would smack that guy in the face and say, would you be a little more active?
Yeah.
Did you see there's no one even shooting outside you? You could have been in Snake 2 minutes
ago. As a coach, captain, I hate that when dudes are like, all right, I get here, what do I do? You're like, well, if they're in these positions, you do this. If you're in these positions, you play accordingly, right?
Yeah,
don't play defensively if there's no one on your side of the field. And you're still locking down. You told me to lock down the lane. I'm like, yeah. If there's no one attacking anymore, why are you locking down the lane? Well, that's what you told me to do. Like, I need you to be able to think past that, right?
Yeah.
I gave you the first couple moves. You got to start doing it from there.
Yeah.
Aftermath going to polish up their defense a little bit. X Factor's going to try to go out here and probably just have some fun, shoot some people on the break, maybe punish a couple people off the break.
NYX, by the way.
NYX, sorry.
Oh, it looks like NYX have Mingo in from ML Kings, running Dorito side.
Got the wheels. Mark Johnson comes up shooting snake side again. He gets his kill this time.
That's his kill. That's
that's what he did last time. He got his kill, but he couldn't go up the middle because he did get the outside guy last time. This time he can, so he goes right up the outside.
And Stetzel gets an immediate kill.
3 Aftermath guys walking off, 3 Xtreme guys walking off.
Home
2-on-2.
in the Dorito corner. That's a good fill to make it out there wide.
These points that are fast and a lot of bodies walk off at the same time, it's so hard to figure out, like, where are they at, where are we at, how do I play accordingly?
Yep.
And the team that can figure out the fastest usually wins those points.
Yep.
Right now, it looks like Aftermath. Throwing the snake out here, pushing down. Oh, they're also pushing down. No, that's a fallback over there from the NYX player. He fell back to Dorito.
I think it's only one player.
Yeah, I think it's
Mingo.
2-on-1. Yeah, I think it's Mingo against the 2 Aftermath players.
Yeah, and he's trying way too hard to shoot the snake player and play defense. Oh, there's 2 NYX players. One in their side, Dorito, on our screen, but yeah, they need to go.
Yeah. Well, instead of shooting that snake earlier on, he should have been filling back out this way, right?
Yep. Smart move by Andrew Wyatt to get in the snake and put them having to look straight across, and it basically halted their aggression.
Yep.
It seems like Harris had a few too many McGriddles this morning. He was not looking full speed.
I talked to him this morning, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Like, I think a lot of people aren't used to playing 7 matches, you know, unless you have one of those programs where you grind out a lot. And
That's
I
true.
think some people haven't been playing paintball all the time. I was like, some people are going to be suffering this morning.
That's
He
true.
got here this morning. He's like, I was cramping all night. He's like, from the waist down, he's like, I had to sit in bed and relax because if I moved in a certain way, I would just cramp.
Well, he also doesn't really drink enough water. If you've ever been around Harris,
Clearly.
he doesn't drink enough water, so he will get dehydrated and cramp. He drinks far too much Big Mac sauce, and that is not hydration. So
That is not hydration.
nobody's told him it's not Pedialyte. But yeah, that is very true. And you know, we won last event. We brought 11 guys, and not every guy got a lot of play, but every guy got some play. If we were up plenty of points, we would sit starters just to keep them fresher for the later games.
Well, and that's how you develop up-and-coming players, right? You give them those early spins when it's not a big risk to the team.
Exactly.
Where if they make a mistake, it's no big deal, you know?
Yeah.
So they have that confidence. There's not a ton of pressure on them.
Yep.
I think it's a great environment for that.
NYX, for example, though, only have 6 guys. So
That's
if any of them
tough.
are tired, doesn't matter.
Suck
You're
it
still
up.
playing.
Yeah.
If any of them get injured, oh shit, now you have 5. Now
Yeah.
you're all playing for sure. And the worst part is if 1 or 2 of them are playing bad, they're just having bad matches, too bad. You got to
Deal
ride
with
it
it.
out.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have 2 lines, you might not play back and forth line 1, line 2, but if one of your guys who's always consistent it's just not his game. He's a paint magnet for some reason. No biggie. You have plenty of other guys, next man up. And I think that's a big lesson is have a big roster, and if everyone can play them to keep your guys fresher. Have extra guys there in case some of your guys are playing bad or get injured or don't make it, whatever, flight reasons. But if it comes down to you have 7 really hot players, then whatever. Play your starting 5 and rotate in 1 or 2. The other 2 guys, now you have more staff.
Yep. Good shot of the teams out there shaking hands after the match. Everybody's super competitive on the field, but afterwards, everyone's buddies.
Yep.
We're going to take a little break here, come back and watch your exciting match.
Actually, I
you
think
guys
we're up
have
in
another
another. Yeah,
So you
we
wanna
have
hang
2
out
matches
again?
down and then or double back
You
and
got time
back.
to hang out again or no?
I'll keep hanging out.
All right, well, we're going to take like a 10-second break. We'll be here for the next match. Thank you for tuning in to Go Sports here at the Level Up facility in Ohio. And don't forget to check out our sponsor, NRG CBD. Thank you very much.
Aftermath versus DMG. 10 minutes till game start.
Okay.
Since early this year in Las Vegas, good games and challenging battles have been hard to come by. But now, legends, veterans, rookies alike will gather with their guns and their squads to battle at the Midwest Pro Invitational. 8 professional paintball teams descend upon LVL Up Sports in Columbus, Ohio. Sacramento DMG, New York Xtreme, Seattle Thunder, NRG Elite, Wayne Outlaws, San Diego Aftermath, Columbus Level, and the Golden State Kings will all be in attendance vying for the win. Who will take the victory? Tune in to GoSports.com September 18th to the 20th to find out. San Diego Aftermath is a name that has always been synonymous with aggression, drive, and an understanding that in the game of pro paintball, you keep what you kill. Though the modern incarnation of the team has yet to climb up to the heights that they came to claim, they are packed to the gills with young talent, and though they're young, they have been hardened by tough times. The Midwest Pro Invitational could be their chance to upset some favorites again and put a win on the board.
Drop it.
Sacramento DMG is a team on the rise, always a deep harbor of talent. DMG just took home the victory at the last invitational event in Kentucky, their first win since coming up from semi-pro, and they could be a favorite here if they can keep the same game. Confidence is key, and the eyes of their starting lineup are fixed firmly on the Golden State Kings, who will be their rivals for the win. Can the confident, scrappy squad from NorCal take down the All-Star team? We will find out at the Midwest Pro Invitational. The Golden State Kings are bringing an army of all-stars to take the field for the Midwest Pro Invitational. Owner Charlie Gibbons has assembled a murderer's row of killers. Kyle Spica, Johnny Greer, Alex Goldman, Blake Yarber, Nick Laval, Meter Ninos, and Archie Montemayor fill out their stacked roster. But can this all-star team live up to their expectations and take the win against a field full of hungry, up-and-coming squads? Tune in to Go Sports September 18th to the 20th to find out. Columbus Level understands that they are fighting an uphill battle as the new kids on the block in the professional division. But taking moonshots and fighting hard battles is what this team came into the game to do. Since the COVID break, they have been refining their skills and they are looking forward to the tough test that will present itself at their home field, LVL Up Sports. Can they play the spoiler and upset the more established franchises? We will find out at the Midwest Pro Invitational. No other pro team is chomping at the bit to prove themselves like NRG Elite. After COVID cut short the 2020 season, new pro team NRG Elite had been forced to wait for their chance to get back onto the field and see if they can make a run at the current pro hierarchy. It's a tall task, of course, but they are full of young, hungry players who are ready to get after the work required to dream of a championship. They will have a chance to earn some respect if they can take down their competition at the Midwest Pro Invitational. Though a few of their regulars are out of commission, the always excitable and entertaining crew New York Xtreme intends to touch down in Ohio and take a trophy back east. They will still have most of their offensive firepower, with Pat Kraft Jr., Will Hennessy, Tim Stetzel, and Harris Hussein making the trip, and they are adding two experienced and outspoken Texans to the mix, Mark Johnson and Clint Johnson from AC Diesel. If this squad works together to create offensive possibilities and performs, they very well could walk away with a win at the 2020 Midwest Pro Invitational. The Fort Wayne Outlaws are a team trying to turn a corner. They have talent and experience, but over the years their roster has been a bit of a revolving door. They have made the most of the COVID break, training with a renewed and focused fire to fix the mistakes of the past, and they come in with their stoutest lineup in years ready to do battle for the respect of the paintball world at the Midwest Pro Invitational. Seattle Thunder is a team on the brink of consistent prelim wins and Sunday appearances. Owner Corey Field has spent time crafting a team that has the talent to compete in the deepest part of the pro division, and they have threats now across the field in every position. The Midwest Pro Invitational will be a good test for all the teams who have come to the battle, and if the pieces fall together, Seattle Thunder could potentially pull out a win. Since early this year in Las Vegas, good games and challenging battles have been hard to come by. But now, legends, veterans, rookies alike will gather with their guns and their squads to battle at the Midwest Pro Invitational. 8 professional paintball teams descend upon LVL Up Sports in Columbus, Ohio. Sacramento DMG, New York Xtreme, Seattle Thunder, NRG Elite, Fort Wayne Outlaws, San Diego Aftermath, Columbus Level, and the Golden State Kings will all be in attendance vying for the win. But who will take the victory? Tune in to GoSports.com September 18th to the 20th to find out. San Diego Aftermath is a name that has always been synonymous with aggression, drive, and an understanding that in the game of pro paintball, you keep what you kill. Though the modern incarnation of the team has yet to climb up to the heights that they came to claim, they are packed to the gills with young talent, and though they're young, they have been hardened by tough times. The Midwest Pro Invitational could be their chance to upset some favorites again and put a win on the board.